Okay, so the dev stream happened today and they said a whole lot of
multiplicative power, multiplicative,
inverse multiplicative.
And then they went over the changes coming for Season 2. These changes included resistances, uniques, crit damage, vulnerable damage, as well as other quality of life changes. So let's start with resistances. Resistances were infinitely stacking with no cap and just going up multiplicative. Armor was reducing both elemental and physical damage taken when it should only reduce physical. So now they're changed to be additive with a base cap of 75%, but this can go up to 85% with effects that can increase the cap. So this is like something that we see in D2. Armor can now only resist physical damage, and rings and amulets will have all res. Overall impact now means that resistances will matter more and it will be like a puzzle to solve according to the devs. Us D2 players already know what's up. And now for the changes to uniques. We all know that the uniques were generally not exciting enough, like when they were dropping and yeah, not getting hyped about them dropping. So the devs made modifications to now include new stats that don't exist on regular items, larger existing stat ranges. So for example, burning damage being regular 15 to 25% on an item, but on a unique it could be 30 to 45%. Uniques can also override slot rules, so like a cooldown reduction being on a weapon when it usually can't be on a weapon, and will have new updated unique effects. I think this is an effective way to make uniques more worth it. We did get a sneak peek at 3 new unique items: the Flicker Step for Sorceress, Scoundrel's Leathers for Rogue, and the Dolmen Stone for Druid. These actually sound pretty cool and look pretty cool and useful, so I'm looking forward to what else they have. In total, they added 18 new uniques and legendaries for Season 2, and these are permanent. They also showed us which uniques will be dropping from which endgame bosses, starting with Gregoire, then Varshan, then Lord Zir, Beasted Ice, and finally Duriel. They included the names of the new unique classes so we can see which will be for all classes and which will be for class specific, and they also included the Uber uniques that Duriel drops. They made changes to Fortify and made it make more sense now. Fortify is much more effective and just overall better than it was before. This got a lot of W's in the chat. Pets and minions also overall got a big buff. They can't lose more than 30% of max life on a single hit. This is huge. And the changes to crit damage, vulnerable damage, were so that overpower damage also becomes as equally good. Honestly, when I was listening, like, it made sense, but at the same time it didn't, because like math. But they're making changes to balance out the game so that every build doesn't just require crit and vulnerable to be good. I like this and I hope it works out. There were also numerous class changes done, but I'll go over each class in its own video separately. So their main goal with these changes was to stop the infinite scaling of things. So like crit damage was infinitely scaling, resistances were infinitely scaling. I think this is going in the right direction. They also want to make it so that more builds have the ability to take on Uber Lilith, but this doesn't mean that Uber Lilith is easy. They said that she's still a super hard boss fight, but more builds will have a chance to take her on. And they also gave us a sneak peek into patch 1.2.1, which will be coming out towards the end of October. They mentioned that there will be training dummies added, which is pretty cool. So this is supposed to be a location where you can test out new builds before going out in the open world. And they'll also be adding the well-desired reset Paragon button board button. Reset Paragon board button. This is what everyone's been asking about since the beginning. I think these changes are a step in the right direction. I do think there's still so much for them to do to finish the game. I hope that they'll continue to do some maths and improve the game. Let me know what you think about these in the comment. Thanks for watching. Bye!